All right, today's been one of those days. I was just walking back from the gym, and they haven't salted all the sidewalks here because we had a huge ice storm, and I just fucking ate it on the sidewalk. And that's after a day where I got all the way to work and forgot that I left my cell phone at home. Had to come back home to get that. On the way out, I forgot my wallet because it was sitting in the office. Went back and got that. I forgot I had my therapy appointment earlier today. I'm all frizzle frazzled. And then when I came back, thankfully, it was a blessing and a curse to leave my phone at home. But when I came home, the package was here from Haunted Pizza LLC, full of Koni Waves comics. I'm glad I came back because while I have a really nice apartment, I don't live in a great area, so this thing probably would have been gone. Anybody who knows the story, I did a video with Mark Polton last year. Koni Waves was an Arcana comic, dates back to probably like 2005, 2006. Mark was a customer at Hall of Heroes in the Echelon Mall, the comic shop that I ran, and he had gotten into doing comics with Dexter Weeks and Steve Sistelli. Steve Sistelli does all the painted movie posters for me. They had done Koni for a while with Arcana, and then in 2000, I think it was 11 or 12, they got contacted by the CW about making it a pilot. They wanted it to be sort of the X-Files meets Hawaii Five-0. Mark was working on another project. I had just moved back to the Jersey Shore, wasn't doing anything. He asked me if I had time to write a screenplay. I said, yeah, sure. When do you need it by? He's like, Friday. So I had 3 days to write 100 pages. So I locked myself in my place, and I wrote. I think we did 2 drafts total for them, but we got it on time. And they went out to California. I met people there, and MTV came and covered the project, and the lead actress from the Vampire Diaries, who went on to be on Stargirl, was attached to the project. Then whatever happened, and it never came to be. Mark and I worked on a couple other things after that, but nothing ever came light. And then last year, he said, hey, we're rebooting Koni through Haunted Pizza LLC, which is his company that he and his son Chase have. And we're going to use, the pilot that you and I came up with as the basis for it. And I was like, oh, dude, that's awesome. He's like, so we're going to run the screenplay as an incentive for the crowd fund. And here it is, man. Look at that. Mark Polton, Newt Wallen right on there. So fucking awesome to have this in my hand. He sent some stickers and shit too, but I can't express how proud I am. Vampires, Werewolves, and Tiki Monsters, oh my, created by Mark Polton, Steve Sistelli, and Dexter Weeks. Koni Waves tells the story of Koni, a female detective in Honolulu, Hawaii, who specializes in supernatural cases. A friend's murder leads Koni to on a discovery of her island's dark secrets. In 2010, Koni Waves creator Mark Polton teamed up with Newt Wallen to write a screenplay for an unproduced Koni Waves TV pilot. Available for the first time, the screenplay for that Koni Waves reboot that the Koni Waves reboot's based on. I can't read today. And then it's funny, I see the pilot is the title page especially is how I line up my title pages, so it's really just fucking cool. So I haven't read this since I turned it in, so it was fun earlier today to go back and to reread it, and some things that like popped out at me because I was writing it quickly, that I used some of the there's some lines in there that were things that were going on at that time with me. My ex-girlfriend, Crystal, is a character in the book because I had written a part that was going to be for her. She doesn't talk to me anymore, and the book came out, so, nothing I could do about that. They changed the C to a K, though, because they know that she doesn't talk to me anymore. But yeah, I had written a part based on her, for her, but I I didn't have any say over that, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to include my then girlfriend in the story. But yeah, so this was, you can get this, scan the barcode, or go to Haunted Pizza LLC to get your hands on this, because they are printing more, and it is the full. I think this was the last draft, so this was 81 pages. But it's a detective story. Koni is a young Hawaiian girl, a teenage Hawaiian girl, who gets involved with werewolves and monsters and a tiki god, and her dad's a cop, and it's got a very X-Files vibe to it, is what we were told to write it as. There's some other cool covers that he sent me as well. This was the black and white of the main cover for Koni Waves. We had this one as well, sexy kind of one, and then I like that. This is really cool. It's got like a movie poster vibe to it as well. All these are the ones that were signed by Mark. So I'll have a couple extra copies at cons if anybody winds up hanging out with us at the cons. But it's such a it's such a crazy thought to think about. The fact that Mark would even reach out to me, because if a TV network had reached out to somebody and were like, can you get this together, you probably wouldn't reach out to a dude who had a YouTube channel, even though Underbelly was popular at that time, and I was running a hotel, not exactly like a professional writer. For him to have the faith in me to quickly turn around a screenplay, and then him to jump in and do his version, and then by the time they were ready to go forward with it, before everything got all shut down, I unfortunately was steeped in the summer season at work, so I couldn't do any more than I had already done. Then I kind of thought the project was over and done with. I had the last thing I got of Koni was there was like an omnibus that came out a few years ago. But Mark and I have always stayed friends, and I never really asked about it again. I just really thought, it died. I wasn't going to bring it up or anything like that. But then when he came to me and said, this is what we're going to do with this, it was super exciting, for no other reason other than like people are going to finally get a chance to see what we did at that time. And for me to look back on, how my writing style has changed as well, this was the first time that I was ever hired to write for someone else, adapt someone else's work. And then from this, I got the Velvet Rope screenplay thing from them. That never happened, but we shot tons and tons of fake trailers for that one. And I wrote a couple different screenplays for it. And then Mark, because of how this did, asked me to write a wrestling slasher comic with them, which is like mall culture and 90s Attitude Era stuff, kind of mixed with Terrifier. So, it's awesome, man. I can't be fucking prouder that this came out and that people have picked this up. And it's the little things. It's somebody who's wanted to be a writer and tell stories their entire life. And, I've had some, it's 100% plagiarism free too. I've had some dumb shit that I've done and setbacks that I've had, but I've always tried really hard to let my writing be unique and different and adapt to other people's needs and desires and work quickly for people. It's exciting when you can actually see the results, when you can look and those are, these are your words on a page and it's bound and people can buy it and get their hands on it. And that's exciting. That's everything I ever wanted as a writer or a creative or any type of thing, is just to like have somebody believe in you enough to put their money where their mouth is and actually put something out. And this is so exciting and big for me. And even if it doesn't go anywhere beyond this, I have this thing as a reminder of this time when, when somebody whose career was on the ascend was like, do you want to be part of this thing? And I really thought that when they were talking about MTV was coming out and all this stuff, and Mark had gone on to work with Rob Liefeld and stuff like that, I thought that my career was going to be very different. It obviously didn't turn out that way, but still, it's nice to know that no matter what, they can't take away from you that that's your name right there on the book. And I rereading it, I remember where I was when I was writing these things too, because I remember part of it I was writing during one of the hurricanes. They evacuated everybody off the island where I was living, and I had to go bring my laptop to my parents' house. And I remember distinctly writing this in my high school bedroom, writing parts of this while like my laptop was on my bed and I was like kneeling on the floor typing next to my bed or at the kitchen table. Or when I got notes doing some of this stuff in the office at the hotel at the theater. So as I'm reading these parts, it like was like, oh, like I remember where I was when I did this. And I remember running pages past Crystal at that time. And the name, I didn't change the name yet, so it was going to be a surprise that I named the character in a pilot after her, but whoops. I'm sure somebody watching this will tell her. But yeah, so that's it. I'm so happy that these came in today. I'm so happy that I can put this on my shelf next to, the Velvet Rope and next to the Florida Man, black and white. And hopefully there'll be more comics coming. But this is, to start 2024 off strong with this is a big, big deal for me. So thank you guys for tuning in. Comics, comics and movies are my thing. It's the thing I've always wanted to do and be, and to actually see something done, is the coolest thing in the world. And as I'm old, and if I never get anywhere further than this, I can at least look back at this stuff and go like, well, I tried. I gave it my fucking all. And I'm listed as the writer with a professional writer, someone whose work people know and respect. And Mark worked on Savage Hawkman for DC Comics and stuff like that. So it's cool to be asked by not your contemporaries, because he's way more of a professional than I'll ever be. But it's cool when people whose work you respect ask you to be involved in things. And hopefully this is the start of something new and cool, and people dig this. And if you did get your hands on it, please let me know what you thought of it. And and hopefully the slasher book. I ripped the thing. Hopefully the slasher book will go forward, and we'll have something else to talk about and all that. But the main book now is dope as well. I read it also today. It's somebody put out a review, said it was like Kung Fu cinema, or like mixed with the supernatural kind of X-Files stuff. And yes, 100%, this is great. The artwork is fucking awesome. Polton, Summers, Rodriguez, and Weeks. Obviously, Dex and Mark I've known forever. These other guys, the work they've done is great on this, and it feels like the story that Mark's wanted to tell for years. And it's fully realized, and I really, really dig it, man. So, Koni Waves, I know I've talked about it before on this channel and on other channels I've been on and stuff, but I'm just so proud to be involved. I'm so fucking proud of Mark when I think about, like, the dude who was a UPS driver, who used to pick up his comics every Wednesday from the shop I managed, and now he's got books out, tons of books, and people, like, they see in him this shit that I saw when I was like reading his stuff and being like, wow, this dude's like a way better writer than a lot of dudes who are working professionally. And now he is professional. So, and I hope one day I'm professional. But as of right now, I'm just a dude who's still a little, a little winded from the gym. My side hurts from falling, but I got my cell phone, I got my wallet, I got my comics. And now I can go take a shower and relax and get this day over with, because I think we're getting snow tonight. So I'll have to go and dig my car out early in the morning and go and salt the stuff in front of the theater and make sure the pipes don't freeze and all those fun things until I become a professional writer, of course. All right, guys, that's it. Koni Waves screenplay for the CW pilot that I co-wrote years and years ago, and you sent me some stickers and some cards and stuff. You can't see it because the glare is terrible because I'm not a professional. But yeah, that's it. I saw the box when I came back today, and I knew right away what it was, and I was just so fucking ripped the top off of it because I wanted so badly to just get it in my hands, and it was real. You know, it was no longer like, oh, we've got this thing coming out, and you know, yeah, I worked on this thing a long time ago. Like, no, it's real now. Like, it's a real fucking thing that you can hold in your hands, and that means that you accomplished something. And it's very rare that I feel accomplished in anything, but this time, this box really fucking made my day, man. So thank you so much, Mark, and all you guys, and thank you guys for watching. And that's a new Newts Got Issues.